All right, y'all. Now this is something that's been a long time coming. You guys have seen. If you haven't, I just came out with a new collection with Magellan Outdoors, exclusively at Academy, and it's a clothing line that I worked with them closely on to develop some things that, you know, if you're a professional fisherman, it has stuff for you, and if you're just trying to go out for the first time and have a fishing gear, we got it all. And so the mindset of this is, you know, hey, obviously I love to fish, and I want to think of things that can help me while I'm out there on the water competing. And so I wanted to do just an overview video of some of the products I do have out, sort of give you an understanding of like my mindset behind them, and then sort of like that way you sort of get an understanding of why did I create this. So first off, we're gonna jump right into it because I just wanted to just dive into what it is. This right here is my Jacob Wheeler hoodie, and so the Jacob Wheeler hoodie overall, it comes in two different colors really. This is a Realtree Storm pattern, has like a black, gray, and white pattern, and then it has, you know, this more green, more natural color. So the reason behind this hoodie is it's sort of an in-between. And what I mean by this, you guys know I wear the Gaiter fleece hoodie a lot, okay? You know, that's the one with the buff, cold weather gear, but and then you have like summertime gear, like super thin stuff, but there's nothing that's like in between. So this was really designed for springtime fishing. When we go out there in the mornings, a lot of times, you know, it's 50 degrees in the morning, or mid 50s or low 60s, and then it warms up to 70, 75 degrees in the afternoon. Well, this is sort of that in-between perfect thickness for that, okay? And I'm also one that I like to have a hood, you know, so if I'm just, you know, whether that's sun protection, or if I'm sight fishing, you know, this time of year, just having a little bit of something else that I can take the glare off the water is sort of important. And that sort of was the design of this, you know. Now, it's not, like I said, it's an in-between, it's sort of an all-day, you know, hoodie. Where, you know, a lot of times you'll wear something and then you'll take it off and you'll sort of, you know, wear something else. Like for me, like if I wanted something that was that wasn't really out there on the market, I felt like it was something a little bit different. Of course, it comes in the Realtree Storm pattern, which is exclusive to Academy right now, which is also really cool too. You know, it's a pattern that I have with them to work with the whole deal. Like it's pretty cool on that side. So that's why I designed that, and that's sort of the rundown on, you know, I wear it anytime, sort of in between weather. It's great, especially in the summertime when it's, you know, obviously you're not gonna wear a Gaiter fleece hoodie in the summertime. So you wearing my hoodie, it'll be perfect for, you know, that summertime early morning run down the lake, and then you could take it off to some sun gear later on in the afternoon. So that's sort of the mindset behind that. So one thing I do want to add to that is it's like it has wicking fabric, so like sweat wicking fabric. It's 50 SPF. In the clothing, it has you know, couple cool pockets to add some stuff in there as well. Nothing too crazy. I don't like a lot of different pockets. Like I don't want to get it over the top. I want it pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Okay, so now down here on my lower left side of this hoodie, there's a little piece of fabric right here that's a little bit different, and that's a sunglass wipe. That's basically designed to where I grab my glasses, you know, and just wipe those off. And that's like a fabric that's not going to scratch it scenario. It's a little bit, you know, a little bit softer. And that was the design of that particular feature. Okay, the one thing I did add to this, these thumb holes. I don't personally use these right here, but if I didn't use gloves, I would, because it just protects the back of your hand, okay? So you're adding SPF 50 on the back of your hand and you only have your fingers, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Comment below, let me know if you use the thumb holes in shirts. I'm more so on just wearing gloves and calling it good. But that is something I did add to this in addition. So let me know. I just want to know that. It's a feature. I just want to know, just for future products on the road, you might be able to help me out on that one. The next in the lineup is the Jacob Wheeler Mixed Media shirt. It's basically just a button-up shirt. It's a little bit higher quality fabric as far as some of the Magellan. The button-up Magellan shirts are a must in the South. If you don't wear a Magellan shirt, I'm just saying, like if you roll up to a Alabama football game, there's like half the dudes out there wearing Magellan button-up shirts. Now the cool thing is the way I had this in my branding, it's real small. Just the JW logo down here, but there were some key features, like it's not a button up here. So like basically what this does is I can slide it up there. There's a ventilated, it's way more ventilated down the sleeve. where, you know, it has a little different material on that side of things. Of course, you know, like for me when I'm filming, I do like wearing these just for the chesty aspect, because I can pop that button right there, pop your chesty out, boom. Also, I have 2 pockets right here for me to add like my, you know, to add a little bit of like my battery packs, you know, when I'm filming on that side of stuff. And then it just, you know, overall sleek look. J Marty, you know, ventilation in the back, which is, you know, which is always nice. I think that's something that we always, and then the whole back has a mesh material, different than, you know, what we have throughout Pro and everything else. So just an upgrade overall, but, you know, I like it sleek. It's easy going. You can go fishing in it. You can go out and grab a quick bite to eat with the wife if you want to with that. But they come in 2 different colors, black and that green, sort of like rolling with the same sort of color combo. Super simple, but also something that if you're a big button-up guy and you want to upgrade your Magellan, you know, your Magellan button-up, this one might be for you. And I kept a lot of my stuff overall, like branding aspect, I kept it pretty low key. I think this one's like right here. Yeah, so I kept the branding pretty low key. I wanted it to be something that just the product speaks for itself, and then, you know, just having a little bit of signature, like a little logo. There it is, you know, and I like it that way, subtle. Doesn't have to be like all over the place, but subtle's good. I like it. One thing I did create for a lot of you anglers out there that want to throw, you know, rain jacket in the boat, always have something in there. You know, you have pop-up stuff, thunderstorms all summer long. This is a really good windbreaker and rain breaker. Okay, this is not a rain suit. This is not designed to be your #1 rain suit, and when it's raining 2 inches of rain, that's not what it's about. This is more designed to have in the boat. You throw it in there, a rainstorm pops up, you throw it on, it protects you from that. You run down the lake, or it's a little chilly in the morning or something like that, and you don't have the hoodie, or you want something that's a little bit more sleek. This is what that is for. So I keep this in my boat at all times. It's just and again, you'll sort of see, again, the logo down here on the bottom right. As far as pockets, sort of same thing. I have my left and my right, then I have 2 pockets right here, which I sort of keep more so of my battery packs again. You know, I don't like a ton of pockets. You know, I don't think the majority of us when we go fishing now, you know, utilize all those pockets. The only time I will say this, if you have a misty, rainy day and you're going bank fishing, this is a great jacket for that. You throw some stuff in here, throw some stuff in there, have something in your backpack. You know, that's sort of the scenario. And I know, like, last time I went over there to the actually Knoxville store, this one was sold out. So it's been going really well on that side, but they've only been out for like a week and a half now. And then on the inside, I'll show you real quick, it does have like the Realtree storm pattern as well. So sort of a little flash to him, you know, a little flash. You got the black on the outside, the hood. Here, I'll actually throw this on here real quick. So with the hood, I don't have like a strap up here. Like, again, it's not like I'm running down the lake at 70 miles an hour with snowstorms with this jacket on, but it's gonna save me day in and day out when I need a little bit more protection in that scenario. And I can just grab these little deals right here, pinch him down, where if I'm running down the lake and I don't wanna deal with this thing flying off, there's actually a little ventilation in the back where your air comes through, and it will fly out the back rather than having a full mask, you know what I'm saying? So that was the sort of the mindset behind this jacket, was just ultimately, hey, having something for that, you know, for that guy, you know, when he's going out there in some rainy weather, misty, rainy day, throw this on. It's going to add, you know, windbreaker, rain breaker, and it's ready to roll. But like I said, it looks good too. Okay. All right, so this one right here, I'm really excited about, because I feel like this is the best product made in the space for what I designed it for. These are fishing gloves, okay? These are my Pro Fish gloves. And I'm gonna pop these out. These are brand new. The one thing you're gonna notice when you grab these, they come in like large, extra large right here. I believe they come in also like a medium large. For me, I have a pretty, you know, large hand, so I like the large, extra large. One thing that I wanted when I designed these gloves, it really came down to, I wanted to put these on and feel like I didn't have gloves on. So thinner material, which is like durability aspect. That's the one thing, like, you know, it's thin. It's not a, it's not like heavy duty. You know what I'm saying? So like for me, like I wanted something that's like, when I get wet, when I grab a fish out of the water, within, 25 minutes or 10, 15 minutes, the sun being down here, it's dry, and so that's why I sort of did that. Now, with that being said, you don't really realize you have these on. Number two, working actually with Magellan on this, and big shout out to Hunter Schrock with this, because he helped me sort of with the design as well. We're sort of talking about gloves and who made the best gloves, and it was sort of a team effort on this one. And so we were talking about having a little bit of grip. One thing that's bad about when you wear gloves in general, especially gloves like for fishing, typically they're a little slick after they get wet. So having that little bit of grip there, we have these little grip tabs, and it's sort of like as a football player, we're not out there catching basket or footballs, out there on the water, but in this scenario, when I jump back up after catching a 4 or 5 pounder and I lipped on the side of the boat, or I grab on the side of the boat, my hand's wet, I go to cast, and things can slip out of your hand. You don't want to throw your brand new rod or your only rod, out of your hand in that scenario. So just having a little extra grip when it's wet was really a key with that, more than anything. And then of course, with the JW logo sort of throughout the whole line is just sort of real slow key. It's Realtree storm pattern. The cool thing about this though too is the pattern does change a little bit. So it's depending on the cut. You could have a lighter pair of gloves. You could have a darker pair of gloves, like these guys right here. They're a little bit darker. So it just changes. Now this is really the only color. It's more of like grayish color, which I like, quite a bit. And that, that's sort of the reasoning behind it. It is UPF 50, but sun protection is something that's very, very important. A lot of friends of mine throughout the years have had issues with skin cancer, and we really do have to be serious about that. And when we go out there on the water, is thinking about our skin, thinking about long-term, so we can ultimately enjoy, fishing for a long time. And I know sometimes we forget about that. Sunscreen, protecting yourself. That's something that's it is very important. But I wanted these gloves to be functional, and that's exactly what they were designed to do. One thing that I did not get a chance to talk about in this line is, and I'll bring this up in a separate video, is the shorts. Okay, these are actually the pants from the Pro Magellan Pro Series line. And basically, if you've ever worn these pants, I made the shorts out of similar material. I like more of that athletic fit. The pockets, of course you have the JW logo, all that stuff, but I wanted something more athletic fit and sort of water resistant. If I splash it on there, it falls off. Not a ton of pockets, not a cargo pant look. That to me is more so what I wanted when I came up with the shorts. Those shorts do come in black and gray, but that was sort of the mindset behind it. And I'll give an update on the short side of things. Showing you guys we're a little bit away from the short weather as far as short weather, at least here in Tennessee, but it is something that I feel like they knocked out of the park. Okay, so last but not least in my line in the collection is JW hats. It's sort of a collaboration between the two. This one right here, Olivia sat on. You can see it's a little bit messed up, but you can get the gist of it. I have a few coming in right now. This one right here is more so like that Richardson type hat look, white back mesh, and then gray up top, and then more of the leather patch. JW and Magellan Pro, sort of in collaboration, if you will, making these products. There's an addition to that. There is a Realtree Storm hat with this same pattern. It's more of like a blackish grayish hat, and you'll see in stores as well. So those are the two that sort of that are basically capping off the collection. But that was sort of the rundown of I wanted to give you guys something that at least overviewing what was going on. The one thing I will say in addition to this is I have a JW. If you Google like Jacob Wheeler and Academy, it'll be like Jacob Wheeler gear. All of my gear will be below that. Wait a second. Last but not least, shoes. I forgot about that. I do have a shoe. So it was sort of crazy. Is these came out like a week ago, and I signed my first pair of shoes, which is pretty cool. I gotta say. And as far as the shoes go, I designed these more so for comfort. I'm up there on the water all day, every day. I want comfort. I want to be able to add socks. These are more designed to have socks. They have a good pad in them, good support. So like when you're jumping up and down, I don't use a butt seat, as you guys can tell on the front of the icon. And I want something that when I jump up and down on the boat, like I have something more support. I do still wear flip-flops, but I really do like the shoe aspect, especially, you know, on those in-between days and like in the springtime. So shoes, boat shoes are important. As far as if you look at the bottom of it, it's not really like a aggressive texture on the bottom of your shoe. It's just not, you know, I don't need I'm not going golfing today. need to lock myself down on the front deck, maybe on Lake Erie or St. Clair. But that was sort of the mindset behind it, support. So if you don't know how to tie a shoe, this is also the shoe for you. Because guess what? You just, boom, you're done. So Olivia, I'm gonna get Olivia, I don't know if they come in Olivia's size, but I'm gonna get her a pair. All right, so that wraps it up, guys. The collection is it's something that's it's very humbling when you get the opportunity to work with great companies and great people. Obviously, I would never even think that I would have one of my own shoe, my own gloves, shirt, but it's stuff that I feel like that I can bring and help fellow anglers. You know what I'm saying? Like in this scenario, it's like helping fellow anglers with things that I feel like I personally need on the water, and that sort of was the mindset with this collection.